everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So for the past couple of months, we have been doing a series on cottage cheese. A few months ago, I made a cottage cheese scrambled eggs, and so many people loved that recipe that I decided to turn this into a meal prep egg bake that, as you guessed it, has cottage cheese in it, and it is going to be the perfect thing for you and your whole family. You can use it for the entire week if you want, and it is delicious. It's packed with protein. It's low carb friendly. You guys, you're going to love this. Before we get into it though, would you do me a huge favor and hit that like button? Here is everything that you need for your cottage cheese egg bake. So we're gonna be starting with 16 eggs. Now, if you are doing a smaller batch of this, or if you just don't want it super thick, you could do 12 eggs. That works perfectly good as well. We're also going to be doing 3 cups of cottage cheese. Again, you could add more if you prefer, you could add less if you prefer. That is kind of up to you. We're going to be doing 1 pound of some sausage. You could add, if you want to stay away from pig, you could always add some steak or any other type of meat that you prefer. For your vegetables, again, you could do kind of whatever vegetables you want. I'm going to be doing as many color of vegetables as I can. So I'll be doing 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, and I'm going to be doing probably about a half of an onion. For your cheeses, I have some cheddar and some mozzarella. I'll be doing between 1 to 2 cups of some cheddar and about 1 cup of some mozzarella. For our seasoning, we have some oregano, some onion, some garlic, some chives, some black pepper, and some Celtic sea salt. Now, I will probably be doing about 1 teaspoon of some oregano, a half a teaspoon each of some onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of some garlic powder. I'll be just sprinkling the top with some chives, so kind of maybe about 1 teaspoon for that, and about 1 teaspoon of black pepper. You all know that I love, love, love Celtic sea salt. It has 82 essential minerals that your body desperately needs, which is why I love including it in anything that I do. So I am going to be using probably 1 to 2 teaspoons of some Celtic sea salt as well. Now again, you can use any kind of vegetables, any kind of meat that you want. You can mix and match the amounts, but this is such an amazing way to get your breakfast meal prepped for the entire week. We're gonna start by cooking our sausage. Make sure to chop it up in as small of pieces as you can get it. While our meat is cooking, we will be dicing up all of our vegetables that we're putting in it. Now, you totally don't have to put in vegetables. It will still taste great without it. Every once in a while, I like to add in some vegetables. And you can do pretty much anything that you want. Sometimes I like to do spinach. Sometimes I like to do mushrooms. You could throw in a couple different cheeses if you wanted to, like Feta. That would all taste really, really good. I like to eat the rainbow, so I try to add in as many different colors as I can. And like I said, you can do as much or as little as you prefer for yourself. This would be really good with like a spinach feta bake. That would taste really, really good. This recipe though is so incredibly easy because as you can see, it just takes a couple of minutes to meal prep and then you would have breakfast for your entire week. Then I'm gonna be shredding my cheese. Now I have started shredding my own cheese just because probably about a year ago I discovered that shredded cheese that you buy from the store has cellulose in it, which is kind of like sawdust, and it doesn't melt the same as it would if you just shredded your own. And another fun fact is that it's actually cheaper to just shred your own too. Now the same with the vegetables. If you want to add less cheese, then add less cheese. You do not have to add a ton of dairy to this recipe if you so desire. And if you want to keep it dairy-free, then just make this same recipe without any of the dairy. I'm just going to do a little bit of mozzarella for the top of it. So I'm going to be just mixing my eggs actually with my stand mixer because I want to not do it by hand. But you could always whisk this by hand. Okay, so I have my 3 cups of cottage cheese. I am also going to go slow on the eggs. So I think I started with 8. I'm going to see how much that fills up my pan because I am adding the sausage and all of the vegetables as well. So I'm going to start combining this, and then I'm going to also add in whatever spices I want to. So I have some onion powder, I have some chives, and some garlic. And then I'm also going to be adding in a little Celtic sea salt. Now on my other video that I did of cottage cheese scrambled eggs for breakfast, I actually blended the cottage cheese, but I don't think that you need to do that with the egg bake because it's such a big pan and I don't think you'll really notice that there is those curds of cottage cheese in it. I'm gonna be adding my sausage in here, and I'm also going to be adding in some cheese and giving that a mix. All right, now I'm gonna be taking the eggs and lightly pouring them in here. The eggs and the cottage cheese, I should say. And I'll be stirring it together. Now, this gives me a good feel for how many more eggs I want to do. This morning, I'm doing all of my baking and making episodes for Christmas, doing different Christmas cookies, and I was like, I am starving. I need some breakfast. So I was like, well, let's just make an egg bake. Okay, so I think I'm going to add the full dozen because this is looking pretty good with the amount that I'm doing. And you know, I personally love my pan really, really thick because then I get more servings out of it. And because I have a family and I'll be giving this to my kids, you can add as many eggs really as you want. I might want to add a couple of more. Yeah, I think I'm going to add 4 more eggs. So if I add 4 more, that would bring my total up to 16 eggs. So this is what it looks like with 12 eggs. I'm going to be adding the other 4 to make it 16 eggs. I'm going to be just stirring it up a little bit more, kind of combining it all. I'm also going to add in some more cheese. And then I'm going to be baking this in the oven at 350 degrees until it's cooked all the way through. Obviously, when you pull it out, you don't want it super liquidy. I just pulled this out of the oven. It looks beautiful. Now, I ended up cooking it for 1 hour. But it might be different for you because of the different ingredients if you add less vegetables or more, less eggs or more. So just kind of use your best judgment for when you take it out. It has completely cooled down. I am so excited to try this. But you guys, the thing that I love the most about this recipe is it is super versatile. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I don't have time to make eggs for myself or my kids in the morning. So they just do like a piece of toast or a bagel. Stop, this is so easy to do. And if you want to meal prep this, it's a great option. You can also do kind of anything that you want. So if you want to add less eggs, if you want to make a smaller dish, that's why I said just be watching it when you bake it because every single dish size is going to be a little bit different time. So I loved that I made a ton. For my family, this is going to be perfect. It's going to last us quite a few days and everybody is going to really enjoy it. The other good thing, like I said earlier, is that you can add any kind of mixture that you want of vegetables or no vegetables, whatever you decide. Now for the cottage cheese, now just like when I made my cottage cheese scrambled eggs, you literally cannot tell that cottage cheese is in this at all. Think about, you know, a lot of times when you're making scrambled eggs, for instance, sometimes people will put milk in it, and that's kind of this same idea. Obviously, when you make scrambled eggs, you can't really taste the milk. And that's just how it is with this. You can't taste that there's cottage cheese in here at all. It blends in perfectly. And another cool thing is that you could have added 4 cups of cottage cheese if you wanted. The benefit of adding cottage cheese to this is that it bumps the protein up a ton. And it is amazing. Okay, let's give this a taste test. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so I'm super hungry. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. The perfect breakfast, seriously. Now, a lot of my recipes, I don't give the calorie count and I don't give the carb count because I give so many different options of what people can do when they're making it on their own. So if you want all of that information, just add exactly what you made for your pan size into an app like MyFitnessPal or even Lose It. They can tell you all the details of the calories and carbs and all of that. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Now, don't forget, we also did a whole series on cottage cheese. So if you want to watch some of those other episodes, I made a playlist called Cottage Cheese Recipes. Make sure to check out some of those. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to click that subscribe button and also the little notification bell that's right by it, because then you'll get alerted when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.